Good morning, welcome. We're going to start with our breathing exercise, but we're also been doing hand gestures mudras over the last couple of weeks as well. So today we're going to do Adi Mudra, which is again focusing our mind on our body and bringing the energy back into us and not letting it go out. So with this, good morning, welcome back. You need a, I'll see there's any more mats. If you need a mat, I'll get one. So we're going to bring our fingers on the inside, and then we're going to fold our fingers down, trying to get our little finger to touch the palm of our hand. We're doing a little bit of pressure, but not squeezing it so hard that we start the blood to our thumb. So just a little pressure so that you can feel that you're pushing. Now, there's different ways that you have your hands. Mine want to go down, so I want to keep the energy in my body. If you have your hands up, you want to let the energy get out. So I want to keep the energy, so I want to be nice and strong while I'm doing this. But at the end, or maybe of a night, you might turn the palms the other way around to try and get rid of some energy so it helps you sleep. So we're bringing our hands down. We're going to, now with this breath, it's more of a upper lung breath. So you're going to breathe out and pull your belly, your pelvic floor in, your belly muscles in, and also try to pull your chest in. And then you're just doing a shallow breath up to here. So then doing a shallow breath, it can make you really dizzy. So about 5 to 10 rounds, and then a big breath out. Do 2 of those and then start again, and we'll do 3 sets. So I'm going to do 3 sets of 10, but if you have to do 3 sets of 5, that's okay. Okay, so we're bringing our hands down, we're breathing out, and as we're breathing out, we're pulling in our pelvic floor, our stomach, and then we're pushing our lungs in, and then we're going to breathe up and down in the nose, just small breaths. And then a breath in and out. And that breath in, we're trying to fill the lungs. We're blowing out again this time, pulling everything in. And again, shallow breath. And next, the breath in. Fill the lungs. Breathe out, hold and pull everything in. Breath in. And so this time we're going to open the fingers, stretch them out, breathe in and lift the arms up, and then shake the hands, bring them up. So that, while we were doing that, we did another part of yoga. I'm going to give you my mats in a minute, but that's unsafe. We're doing another part of yoga, which was we were doing locks. So we were doing almost a great lock. We were locking the root lock and we were locking the abdominal lock at the same time. We just didn't do the top one because we're holding here, but we will learn the locks. They are really good because again, they hold the energy in our body. Again, like I said, some people don't get the idea of energy, but if you ever touch a car and you get an electric shock, that's your energy coming out of your body and hitting somewhere else. And that's the kind of energy that runs around our body. It keeps everything going for us. So I'm going to change my mats with you. I don't mind doing it on the floor, but I can't. No. Yeah. Now, make sure, I don't need, no, not two. Sure. Yeah, no, they're too dangerous. If I put my hand on one, my hand will go one way, the other one will go the other way. So we're going to start with our neck stretches. Making sure if you bring your chair, make sure that it's on your mat. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to use my this one here. So from here, we're rolling our shoulders back, bringing our hands down. We're going to tuck our chin down towards our chest. Now, if you want, you could use your hands and just give a little pull. If you've got any arthritis anywhere in the body, you've more than likely got it in your neck as well. So don't pull. Just let the head drop down. So I'm going to stay here, but you can always make it a little harder if you want. We're holding it for 3 breaths, and we're pulling and feeling that stretch through the shoulders. So we're bringing that head back up. Now we're going to take it backwards. And again, you've got to think about your neck and make sure there's no pain there. So you're tucking the chin in and you're taking the chin up. Now, if you want, you could stick your chin up towards the ceiling. And you can always move it side to side. But not your head, just your jaw. It's just the jaw you're moving. Keeping the head nice and straight. Should be no pain in the back of that neck, and if you want, you can always support it with your hand. If you find that that makes it nice on your neck. Otherwise, bring it forward slightly, don't take it back too far. And then we're bringing it back down. So we're going to take it over to the side. So again, we're going to tuck your chin in. You can use the hand to help you get it to pull, but again, if you've got any problems with the neck, then don't. You're going to bring the neck over, but you're going to push the opposite hand down to the floor, and you'll feel that increase in the stretch. Keep your face looking forwards, and that's it. So it's your ear going down, not your nose. And then bring the head back to center. Again, make sure you're tucking that chin in, bringing the ear over, pushing the opposite hand. You'll feel this right away and also through the arm. These are the nerves running from the C5. C4 to C6. If it's too much, just bring your hand in place. Don't do that one, just do that one. And that will kind of release it. So we bring our head back up again. So now we're going to twist. So again, we're tucking in and we're looking over the shoulder. Again, if you've got no problems, you could always screw the head on a little bit tighter, but you don't have to. And then we're going to bring it back to center and take it around. Bringing it back to center. Lovely. So we can warm up our shoulders and our body now, and our lower part of our back. You can, if you want, you can stay on the chair and you can do a seated version of this if you don't want to stand up, but if you can, we're going to stand. I'm going to move my chair up. Just so that you don't slam your hands into it. So now there are again a couple of different versions. If you've got no problems, you haven't got high blood pressure, you could lift the arms all the way up and you could take your head all the way down and come up and reach back. If you have got high blood pressure or back problems, then you don't want to take the head down. So you bring the arms about shoulder width. You bend the knees, keeping the head up, keeping that back nice and straight. And then you're just lifting up and pushing the hips back, pulling the shoulders back. Breathing out and breathing in. And this is the one that I'm going to stay with. So I'm going to stay medium. So we're coming down and back up. We're breathing out, we're breathing in. And we're going to do one more. And then bring it down. So that helps if you've got shoulder problems or back problems, it's actually going too far. So we're going to do a side bend. So with this, again, you can have your hands here and just go side to side, or you can have your hands here and move side to side, or you can have your hands here. And again, it just depends on what your blood pressure says. The higher the arms go up, the higher your blood pressure goes. I'm keeping mine here. Remember, it's up to your shoulders. So thumbs up if you're here. And we're just going to reach to the side and back up and to the other side. We're trying to stay nice and straight. It's not about getting down too far. It's about just moving side to side with that weight. If your hands are up, you'll find that you have to work a lot harder because the muscles now have got to work as well. Here, our hands are slightly out. We're working through the side of the body, stretching the rib cage, stretching them side muscles. Remember, if it feels too much on your shoulder, drop the arms down. You just go to here. It'll still do the same movement, but it just takes it out of that shoulder. So that's better. Or was that caught you there? From there, we're going to twist out. Hopefully, you'll put it out. So bringing the arms down. From here, turn and look over the shoulder. And then you're looking over the other shoulder. So again, your head's going first. And if you want to keep your arms down, if you haven't got blood pressure problems, you can go faster. But like I said, listen to your body. So I'm going to stay quite slow. Always the head going first. Keeping the feet forward. Reaching up. And then we're going to bring it back to the center. So if we take our feet slightly wider, we'll take it down into our hip. If you bring your fingers down, you should find your hip bone. Doesn't matter where it is, it tends to be that we can always feel our hip bone. You can go in there and find it. Now your hips are basically a bowl and they move forwards, backwards, side to side. They kind of do this movement. And that's what we're going to do. You're going to bend your knees and you're just going to tilt your pelvis forward as if you're going to let all water run out of your bowl at the front. Then we're going to bring it back to center. Then we're going to tilt it backwards. So all the water's going to run out the back of our hips. We're going to bring it back to center. And when we bring it back to center, there should be no stretch or strain in the front of the or back of the body. So again, if we tilt it forward, we'll feel the stretch right through that lower back here. We'll feel it into our bum and all over our spine. Again, bring it back to center and then tilt it under. You'll feel the stretch right through the front of the thigh and a tightening through the bum. Again, we bring it forward and we take it back.
Good morning, everyone.
And then center and back. So again, one more. Center and forward. And center and back. And then bring it to center. So now we're going to lift it up at the side. So you're going to lift one up, and one leg will straight and the other leg will slightly bend a bit more. Then we bring it back to center, where the two knees are slightly bent. Then we're tilting it up. So the one leg straight. So we're not moving side to side. We're not moving. So no moving.
Okay.
It's just the hips. So the hip goes up and then to center, and then the hip goes up on the other side. And you may find that one side is easier than the other. You may find the easy side is the side that you carry things, like shopping bags, children. Be on this side. There is this side, very rarely carry anything on this side. So it feels very tight. This is just an imbalance through the hips. And then we're going to bring it back to center. Okay. So if we take it now into the hip bone. So again, you can, if you want, have your chair. Make sure that the chair is on something so it doesn't fly away, so that you can hold onto the chair. You don't need the chair. If you want to do it just standing, you can do it standing. So you can just do it from here. So with this, you're going to point your toe. Yeah, oh, okay. Just so that you can have your foot by the chair. So if you're holding on, you want your foot that you're standing on by the chair. And then it's going to be the other foot that you use. So with this, you're going to take your foot out. Then you're going to turn the knee and push it back. And then you're going to step it forward. So it goes out and it turns and goes back and comes forward. I'll do it sideways. So we go out and turn, touch the back, come forward. Out, turn, and forward. Out, turn, and forward. Out, turn, and forward. And then you could lift it. Out, turn, and forward. So it's up to you. You can stay here. Side to side. Okay. Please stay where you are. You're okay. As long as you don't bang in me. That's all I don't. I don't want to go in. Bang.
Yes.
Bang. None of that. Stand sideways. So let's do the other side. So if you turn the other way, taking it out, taking it back, we're going forward. Out, turn, forward. Out, turn, out, this stretches all the way into your hip. So with our arm, we could go round in a circle. With our leg, very hard to go round in a circle. So we try to do kind of a movement which is circling the hips. Eventually becomes just one full movement going round. That's it, slow down. So then bring it back in. So for our knees, we're just going to, keeping our feet flat, you're just going to bend your knees down, but keeping the heels on the floor. And then you're going to come up onto your toes. And you've got that chair you need to hold on. So you're going to bend all the way down, feeling the stretch through the calf. And then come all the way up. And down. And up. 2 more. So keep your heels on the floor. So make sure when you're going down that your heel stays down. Don't go like this. So just even if it's only a little bit, doesn't matter. And then coming up. So that it stretches the front and the back of your legs, so you're not lifting up. And then if we bring ourselves up, our last one will be to work into our ankle. Now this you can do, and in fact we will do it sitting down. It's much nicer. So sit yourself down. This is an alphabet ankle. And this is a movement that they give you if you sprain or twist your ankle or break it to help it come back again. It works every muscle through the ankle, through the knee, and through the hip. And it can be done anywhere. Now, you can have your foot flat, you can cross your leg over, or you can have it up in the air. It'll work inside, you do it that way. Your choice. I'm going to cross my leg over. That's a nicer version. So with this, you're going to do the alphabet in capital letters. So you're going to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I,
Capital
J,
capital
capital L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, V, U, W, X, Y, Z, and bring it down. So you should feel they really work the ankle. But when we go out on the road's not lovely and flat like this. It's got raised concrete, it's got grass, it's got gravel, it's got stones and pebbles. And so our foot is constantly doing this all the time, but we never get it ready to go out. So this will get the foot ready to tackle Birmingham streets and potholes. So let's do the other foot in capitals. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, X, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, and bring it down. For some reason, I always forget the U.
Yeah.
The amount of times people have said to me, you know, you forgot the U. I'm thinking, oh, I forget about me. What about that strong? So bring yourself back to standing. We're going to do some salutation. We're going to do 4 versions, 2 with a chair and 2 down on our knees. Choose whichever ones you want. Okay, so you can stay with me and do the chair and then decide, oh, I'll try the knee one going down. And then if you decide halfway through, actually, I don't like that one, you can go back to the chair. Now, you need to make sure that your chair is on a mat. Okay? Preferably your feet on the mat as well, especially if you've got socks on. Make sure your foot's on the mat. Mine isn't, so I'm not too bad on the floor. But I need the chair. I need the chair on the mat, otherwise it'll slide away from it. So if your chair isn't on a mat, when you lean on it, it'll disappear for you. So make sure it's well on the mat. So yours is going to be, turn it around. That way. So this is your floor, and that's what we're bringing our, instead of bringing our hands down to the floor, we bring our hands to here, so we don't have to get all the way down. And again, this is for people with back problems. So with this, stand in front of your chair, but if you bend your knees like we were just doing earlier, that bend, you don't want your knees to touch. So you want to step a little bit further back and then do it again. Make sure that your knees don't touch. Otherwise, you just bang your knees. So if we bring ourselves into standing pose, make sure that your knees are in line with your hips. So use your finger, your fist, and place it here to make sure that the knees are in the right place. So they have to, is it hurt your back? Is it hurting your back?
Yeah.
Don't bend your back, so come back up, but just bring your feet together. Right, that's it. But not that close, it'll be wide, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. But don't go down if it hurts your back, just stay there, but making sure that there's a little bit of a gap in between, not here, but also not there. That's it. Yeah. Women, men can go close because their hips are closer. We have children, our hips are wider. That's why we have to stand them slightly apart. But when you read the yoga books, they talk about having the feet next to each other because they're talking about me. They're not talking about it. They don't mention women. So from here, bend the knees. We're taking our shoulders back. We're lifting our toes up and engaging our thighs. And now we're squeezing our legs together, but they're not going anywhere. So this muscle work. And then if you squeeze your butt, and then squeeze your backside, then the other side will come. But the knees should be nice and relaxed. Pulling your pelvic floor. So imagine you're in a lift and you want to stop yourself from breaking wind and stop yourself there. Imagine that you want to stop yourself from having a wing, another little muscle. And then this muscle, as you blow out, pull it backwards. And hold it. Bring the shoulders back and down and tuck the chin back and bring the hands together in front. Push the hands together and either look about 45 degrees away from you at something on the floor or close your eyes. But if you wobble when you close your eyes, open them and look this way. 5 breaths. What do you want? Only think about you. So we're going to lift our arms and breathe in. And then breathe out and take it into a forward bend. So we're bringing our hands down to the floor or forward. And we're keeping our legs nice and straight and just bending our elbows so that we fall forward and we'll feel this stretch through our hamstrings at the back. You can give the legs a little walk, so going forward and backwards. we're going to come up to a half bend. So we're coming up halfway, tucking our chin in, tilting our pelvis forward. So as if we're going to tilt the water out front. Now we're going to go back down, breathing out. We're going to step back with our right foot. And then we're pushing our knee towards the chair, but it shouldn't touch. And we're dropping our hips towards the floor into a bit of a lunging rock. We're now going to step our left foot, or our foot that was by the chair back. And we're bending our knees and pushing our arms towards the floor. But we're gripping that chair with our fingers. Imagine someone's pulling your bum backwards. You're going to come up onto your tiptoes and you're going to roll forward onto your hands. Now you're tilting the pelvis under, pushing the heels away into plank. Lovely. We're going to go into a cobra. So we drop the hips, look up, push up through the hands. And then we're pushing backwards to down dog. Walk the dog if you want, then stretching one leg at a time to work them hamstrings, gently in that lower back. We're going to lift our left foot up in the air. And imagine that it's going to touch the back of our head. Yeah, be careful with it. Socks are a nightmare in down dog. Bring your foot forward and try and place it back where it was at the beginning. So bringing it forward back towards the chair. That's it. And then we're pushing that knee forward. If we can come up onto one knee, come up onto one knee. Come up onto our hands. We can bring our hands out. And then we're going back down. We're stepping in and we're going into a forward bend. Bend the knees, lift the head, stretch the arms, breathe in. Let's do the other side. Breathe out, forward bend. Breathe into a half. Breathe out to a forward bend, step back with the left. Breathe in, push the knee forward, look up. And breathing out, step back to down dog. Breathe in, come up onto the tiptoes, roll forward, and breathe out as you get to a plank position. Drop the hips, look up, breathe in, into cobra. And breathe out, push back to down dog. Breathing in, lift the right leg up. And breathe out, step it forward, placing it back where it was at the beginning. Breathe in, lift up. You don't have to, if you don't want to, you can stay where you are. Breathe out, step back into a forward. And bend the knees, breathe in, lift up. Okay, now you can stay with the chair. I'm going to the floor, but I'm putting my knees down. If you've got knee problems, probably better to stay with the chair. Everything's exactly the same, except my floor has now got further down. So just because everybody else is getting rid of their chair, doesn't mean you should get rid of your chair.
Oh, no,
See how it is. If it's too hard, go back to the chair.
Yeah.
So we're going to a forward bend. It doesn't matter if your hands don't touch the floor. You're just reaching down. We're going to lift up and we're taking it to a half bend. So you can have your hands on your hips and bring your chest towards the floor, pulling them shoulders back, trying to get a nice straight back through the back. We're going all the way down. If we need to, we bend our knees to bring our hands down to the floor. And then we step back to down dog. We can walk the dog if we want. We're bringing our knees down. And then we can step 1 foot forward. So we bring our right foot forward and we're pushing our knees forward. So onto your foot. That's what I mean. It might be better that you're on the chair. Stay with the chair. So bring it back, tuck the toes, lift back to down dog. Come down onto the knees. Turn the elbows forward and then come forward, bend, bring the chest down and then slide down and lift up to cobra. Sure. So we're bringing the arms back, tucking underneath, tucking our toes, and then back to down. We're going to lift the left leg up. And we're swinging it forward. Now, we put the foot anywhere it goes. So even if it goes there, it doesn't matter. Bring the knee down and then use your hand to bring it up. Then from here, push forward, or you could come up and stretch out. Then we're bringing the hands down, push back and big step in. Drop the head, then lift the head, breathe in, lift up. Let's do the other leg, doing it properly this time. Breathe out, take the hands down to the floor, or down, keeping the legs stretched. Breathe in, bring it to a half bend. Breathe out, go down, step back. With the right foot, I should have done this first, drop the knee there. And just pushing from here. The same thing we've done on the chair. So we're tucking the toe, bringing that leg back, and coming back down. Up onto the toes. Roll forward to plank. Bring the knees down. Bend the elbows back. And come underneath. Take the hands back, push back to the knees and back up, down, up. Lift the right foot up in the air and step it forward. Bring the knee down, move that foot up if it needs to move up a bit more. Push forward, stay here, or here, or here. Bring the hands down, push back and big step into a forward bend. Bend the knees, lift the head, breathe in, reach back. And breathe out. You okay? That's it. That's it. Take your time to come back. So, like I said, there's different versions of sun salutation. You do the version that's better for you. Not for everybody else. So stick with the chair. It makes it a little bit easier until you're getting used to it, and then you could start taking it down onto the floor and see how it feels. Ooh. Side angle pose. Now again, with this one, you can do it on the chair, and from here you're taking the leg out. Stretching one leg out and you're bringing, so you're going to be going over this way. So you can do it from here. We also can do it standing up. So if you want, you can stand up. You don't have to do it from the chair. It's just an option if you want to. So with this one, we're turning the foot out and we're bending the knees. Now this really works them knees. So if again, halfway through actually that's killing. You can always do it from seat. So we're going to bring our hands up and we're placing them just at the back of the ear there. We're not on the head and we're not dragging the head. They're just placed there, so we're not using them really. We're then going to go over to the side, breathing out, and we're going to breathe in to come back. So we're going over, breathe out, and breathe in. Keep pushing into that knee. But don't go back on it. Keep it nice and static. So we're working all the thigh muscles and the knee. And we're strengthening the knee, as well at the same time working our side muscles. And one more. And then we're going to come and push that leg back and bring the foot forward. So now both feet are facing forward. So again, we're holding on to that hip and we're turning the other foot out. But we're keeping this foot straight. We're bending the knee. The knee should be going the same direction as the toes. Take our hands, place them on our head. Hold that knee there. And we're going over, breathing out and breathing in. And last one. Bring it up. Bring the legs in. So we're going to do it a second time to work them sides, but we're going to do a slightly different. So instead of moving, we're going to hold it. And again, we're going to hold it either in prayer or in high prayer. It depends. Again, think of your blood pressure, think of your shoulders and your arms. So we're turning the foot out. And again, you can do this sitting down. Bend the knee. You're going to reach over to the side, but instead of leaning on your leg, you can take your hand to here or here. But that is a lot harder, so I'm staying here. But we're turning and we're looking up towards the ceiling. We're making this side muscle stretch and this side work, as well as our thighs and our knees. They've also got to work. And then we're going to come back up. We're pushing that knee in, turning it round, taking the other side out. So again, bend the knee. Reach over as if you're about to put your elbow down on your knee. And you can put it down, get yourself in the right position. Pull your shoulder back, take your hands together, push the hand so that it turns, so that you're looking up towards the ceiling. And you're trying to get your elbow to point up towards the ceiling. And again, lift it up, push it in, bring the hands down, bring your feet in, your legs are pushing. So we're going to take it into a squat. Now, the full version is to have the feet apart, turned out, taking the hands down, and then bringing the body down into this position. And then turning the feet in and coming back up. But we're going to do it with the chair. No. So we're using our chairs again. Now, if you are doing it from the chair, You can do it seated, you can have the legs apart, and you're bringing your upper body down towards the legs. So you can stay doing just this. So this is a next alternative if you want it. Another alternative is to have the chair in front, take your hands down, turn the toes, come down, come up, turn the toes, come down, come up, into this one. Okay, so it's the same movement, we're just not going all the way down. So there's a couple of different versions, your choice. We're going to do 8 up and down, or 8 forwards and backwards if you're on the chair. Okay, so whichever version you want is completely up to you. So if we're on the chair, we're going to take our hands and place them on the chair, and our feet are turned in. So we don't have to do this one, you can do that one. Okay, it's up to you. You can do whichever version you want. Much easier, nicer that one. So from here, we're turning the toes out, and we're bending the knees, and we're going down. And then we're coming up, and we're turning the toes back in. So we're turning, and we're going down. And up, and back. And then bring it up, stay where you are on the chair, stay 6 out up straight. Now, that was a moving version, so it's a dynamic. Now we're going to do a static, or as we're going to hold it. So again, if you're on the chair, you're going to come forward and you're going to get your elbows in between. And if you have to use your fingers, you're using your fingers. You're trying to push your knees in and push your arms out so that your back, when you're doing it, your back's nice and straight. And you're using all the muscles in the arm. Now, if you can't get your elbows in, bring your hands down and just push out through the legs so that you're squeezing your legs in and your arms out. That's your yin-yang and working them shoulders. For us, we're doing a similar thing. So if you're on the floor, you're doing it there, then you're doing the same thing. You're pushing out and you're holding it. Again, if you can't get down that far, you do it with the chair, and we just hold it down. So from here, our hands are on the chair again. We're turning the toes out, we're just holding it here. If you want, you can rock, you can move the hips. And then we're going to push up, turning our toes in, we're lifting up, and we're reaching back the same. And then bringing it back down. Give yourself a little shake. Look. So you can again stay on the chair if you want to. So with this from the chair, it's similar, it's what we do in the sun salutation, but we don't really go into it. So from the chair, you turn yourself around. So you've got one bum cheek on the chair and one bum cheek off. And then you're sliding the legs back. You're tilting the pelvis under and you're reaching back. So that's the chair version. We're going to do the standing version as well. Again, the more you raise your arms, the higher blood pressure. So I'm going to keep my arms down. But we'll step back from here. Move back. So from the floor, if we face forward, you don't need your chair for this. You're going to step your left foot back and you're coming onto your tiptoes. The hips are facing forward, so you're not going off to the side. That hip isn't back there. You want it at the front, and the same with your hips there. You're pushing into that front leg, but you're tilting the pelvis under. And then you're reaching the arms back, or pushing into that leg. This is the lunging warrior. And again, my hands are here in case I've got blood pressure, but you can raise them if you haven't got blood pressure. Now, if you raise them, imagine that you're holding a big ball in between your arms. So work them hands. And if your hands are down here, turn them up so the palms are facing up. And imagine that you're holding two big balls in between. Work them shoulders. So we're going to bring the arms down, push back, and step. Do the other side. So from here, step back onto your tiptoe, keeping them hips forward. Tilt the pelvis under. Reach the arms back. Turn the palms up. Grab a couple of heavy ones. And look up towards the ceiling. Left shoulders, hold up forward. And then we're going to drop the arms and step. It's always better the second time. Do it one more time. So again, do it on the chair or do it standing. So from here, stepping the foot back onto the tiptoes, tilt the pelvis under, shoulders back, lift the arms, look up. You'll feel this work in that back leg, that bum muscle. This is your propelling yourself forward. So you need to turn the other way on your chair. So if you turn this way, let me go my chair and show you. If you sit forward and then turn around and then get one point shoot out. One shoot on one up. And then you slide the leg back. And then you feel it stretching here. Yep. It doesn't know, just go back one. As long as you feel it here. Yeah. Oh, but I didn't say that you had any problems, but you said no, just not that problem. So change your leg. So slide your bum round. That's it. And then step to make sure that one bum cheek is up. So we're changing legs. If you haven't already changed legs, sorry. I forget to tell people, don't wait for me. Okay. So this, like I said, you'll feel it working the bum muscle, but also stretching this muscle at the front. And this is your sitting down muscle. Even if you're sitting down, you can still stretch it. And then bring it up. Give yourself a little shake. Yeah, you feel it in the arms. Like I said, if it needs to, take your arms out. If it feels too much, always just take the arms out. Yeah, even if it's just one, take one shoulder down, that's fine. So we're going to go in upside down-ish. Again, you have to think about your blood pressure. We're going into standing split. The full version of standing split is to bring the hand down, to look at your toes and then drop the head, move forward and kick the leg up in the air. We're bringing it down, stepping back, bending the knees and lifting back up. Okay? Don't. We have got the chair. So instead again, You go into the floor, you go to the chair. So you're stepping back again, you're coming up, bringing your hands down, you're dropping down, you're moving in, lifting the foot, and you're lifting up. You're bringing it in, you're stepping back, bending the knees, and lifting up. Now, it may be that the chair's too easy, you might want to block. So instead of going there, that might be a bit easy, but that might be a bit hard. So then you put something here, and you bring your hand to here, and you lift up from there. It doesn't matter as long as you feel comfortable doing it and you're okay. Again, thinking about how far your head can go. Anytime your head goes below your heart, your blood pressure goes up. And when you come up, if you have floaters in front of your eyes, then that means your blood has gone up. So stop, sit down, take a little time out. Okay. If it's too hot as well, let me know. I love the heat, and but doesn't bother me if I'm sweating. But I know some people like it. So let me know if it gets too hot for you. So I'm going to stay with the chair. If you want to block, you can. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it either. So from the chair, making sure that it's on the, yeah, everybody's on. So we'll step one foot back and we'll lift up, breathing. Then you're going to breathe out and you're reaching as if something's just out of your reach so that it helps to open up your spine to help you to get down. From here, drop your elbows and bringing your chest down towards your thighs. Put your weight still in the back and still in the front. So kind of like an inverted V shape. Now we're going to move the weight forward onto that front leg by the chair. And you'll find that your tiptoe or your back foot comes up onto your tiptoe. So now all the weight's on that front leg. From here, bend the knee into like a flamingo. And again, this is just testing your body. Do you feel safe? If you feel a bit wobbly, at least you can put your foot down. Then from there, you're seeing if you can bend the elbows and kick the leg a little bit higher into the air. This is standing splits. We're going to bring that knee in again into that flamingo shape. And then we're going to step it back, bringing the toes down, and then we roll the weight back. So now the weight's even between the two legs. You can then bend the knees and lift it. Step that back foot back in forward. And let's try the other side. So step the right foot back. Breathe in, lift. And reach forward. Pulling the bum back, keeping that weight in that back leg as we bring our hands down to our floor. Bend the elbows, bring the chest down towards the side. You'll feel that right at the back of the knee. Again, it's just making sure that we're flexing and we're stretching that back of that knee. As we sit down a lot, it'll shrink. So then we're going to bring ourselves forward. So we're coming over that leg and we'll bring our toe up. Bring that right leg into a flamingo. Make sure that you feel okay, nice and safe. Bend the elbows, kick the leg up into the air. It doesn't matter how much it goes up. You'll find that you're still working this lower back muscle here. And again, this is the bit that gets us out of the chair. Bend the knee in. Kick it back and place it down on the floor. Move the weight back between the two legs. Bend the knees and lift. And then step the back leg into the front leg. One more without me talking. Think about what we're doing. So stepping back. Keep yourself a nice position. Everybody okay with that going upside down? Okay. So we'll do a press up before we go down. Again, there's different press ups for different people. A press up can be here, elbows forward, and we're keeping the elbows close to us, bringing them backwards. They can be here with your knees on the floor. And again, keeping them elbows in towards you. They can be on a chair, with again, our elbows facing forward. We could take both legs back, tuck the bum under, and doing a press up from here. We could always bring one leg in, and that makes it a little bit easier. Or we have a wall, and you can always do a press up from a wall. So leaning slightly forward, elbows going down towards the wall, and back up again. Your choice, wherever you want to be. There, like I said, here is the easiest. As we start to go a little bit lower, it gets a little bit harder until we get to the floor. So we're going to do 8 press-ups, or 4, or 2, whichever ones you want to do. Okay, I'm going to come and do it by the wall with you. So bring your hands in a little bit closer. That's it. And then we're sliding back a little bit. Our hands, through a mirror, we can kind of see where our hands are. And we're just bending down and going back. So not your knees. So hands here like this. Now try and bring your elbows. They won't go. That's it. And then push back. That's it. And this works your back muscles. So like I said, if you're on the floor, if you're on here, on the chair. When you finish, either push back to child or on the floor. If you're on the chair, or you're going to stand up and take it to mountain pose. So we're staying here. We're staying there. We're doing it again. We always do it twice. Second time's best. So I'm going to the floor this time. So from here, let's go again. Elbows facing forward, no matter where we are. Bend the elbows, push back up. And again, no matter where you are, take it either to child or to mountain. So you can stay on the chair or you can come to the floor. I'll show you the version on the floor first because we're already down. This one again, working our stomach muscles. You're going to bend one knee and have one hand behind your head, the other hand. You're going to bring your leg up and touch. You're trying to get your shoulder and your head off the floor and lift the leg up. Everybody come down. I'll still show you on the chair just in case anybody is at home and they want to have a go, but don't want to get out of the chair. So if you're at home, then it's the same sort of thing. You're lifting the leg up. If you can't get the leg up, you can just bring the knee up and bringing the hand down. So either of them are okay. 8 on one side, 8 on the other. I'm coming down with you. As well as working your side muscle, you're also working your legs and thighs. You're just trying to get your head and shoulders up. Then we're changing side. Hand up. Bring the foot up. Lift the head and shoulders. Try and get as close to your foot as possible. Then if you find it's hurting your back, bend it just to the knee and push out. And remember, we're going to do the other side again. It's only fair. And then pull the knees in towards your chest. Tuck your chin in. Hold it here. We're going to now reverse and we're going to do our back. So we're going into a bridge pose. So keeping our feet down and keeping our head on the floor, we're going to turn our arm. Now, as we turn our arm, we turn it from the shoulder and it should kind of make the chest lift up a little bit because it shoves the shoulder blade underneath the back so that the head doesn't touch the floor. So your neck shouldn't be touching the floor whatsoever. It should be lifted up. And whenever you come up, you're going to come up and sit on your two shoulder blades just here. So as you do that, it goes back. And the two great big shoulder blades, they pull in. And they're what you're going to sit on. You're not going anywhere near that neck. There should be no pain on your neck whatsoever. So we bring the arms under. We're going to try and walk the feet as close to our bum as possible. And we're trying to push down the middle of the spine. So we'll find that the spine is kind of sticking up and our pelvis is tilted forward. So imagine the water's going to fall out. We're going to tilt our pelvis the other way so the water falls out back. And you'll find that the spine will flatten. And then you're going to peel your spine off the floor, pushing your hips towards the ceiling. Now, if you can see, you can walk your feet in a little bit closer towards your bum, but still keep your heels on the floor and then push your bum up a little bit higher. You might find that you may be able to walk your shoulder down towards your feet and grab hold of your ankles, or not, it doesn't matter. Again, we're going to curl down. Trying to get the whole of our hips down. And we're going to do that one more time. So we're going to tilt the pelvis. So we're pushing down through the middle of the spine. And then we're peeling the spine off the floor. Can we walk the feet in a little bit, but still keep our heels down? Can we push up or walk our hands down a little bit more? And try to keep the knees coming towards each other. Don't let them roll out towards the side. And again, rolling down. Bring the knees in towards your chest so that you stretch that lower back. We're going to keep hold of the right leg, but we're going to take the left leg and push it down, the toes pointing up in the air. And we're going to bring the right leg across the body, seeing if we can get it to the floor. Now, we might find that our right shoulder lifts off the floor. So what we're going to do is we're turning and we're looking over the right shoulder and reaching the right hand out and just trying to let the gravity pull the upper body down. So it doesn't matter if the shoulder doesn't touch the floor. You're just letting the body rotate and stretching the arms out. Feel this stretch right through the front of the chest. Also through the lower. I'm going to turn around and do the lift. So we're going to bend our right arm in, bring it over. So we're lying on our left side. And then we're going to bring ourselves back to center and bring our knee down. So we're pulling that left knee in. We're stretching out the right foot. And we're bringing the left knee over towards the right. And we're placing it on the floor. Then we're opening up the left arm and stretching it out and looking over the left. And again, not worrying if the shoulder doesn't touch. We're going to let gravity do its work and sort of stretch us down. Then bend the left arm in. Roll over to your left side. Or your right side. And then bring yourself back to center. So we'll do that one more time. And I'm going to jump up and have a look. So don't see me get up and then think, oh, I've got to come out. You're staying where you are. Keep the right leg in. Push the left leg away. Bring the right leg across the body. And then open the right arm. Letting the body relax, trying to get the shoulder to come down. But keeping the knee on the floor. Use your hand on that top leg to kind of pull down. So not that hand, that hand, that hand. And keep that leg going down. So keep this hand down. Again, we're bringing in the right hand. We're rolling onto our side. And then we're going to roll back to the center. Bring our left knee in, stretch our right leg out. Bring our left knee all the way over to the right and keep our hand on that leg. And then open our left arm out. Trying to place our left arm on the floor. And then bringing the left arm in. Roll over to your back. Pull the knees in towards you. And then I'm going to get you to come up onto your butt. Now you can sit straight legged. You can go back up onto your chair if you want to. You can do a half cross leg, or you can do a full cross leg. It's completely up to you. You want to do half lotus? You can if you want. We're going to take it back into that breathing technique that we did at the beginning. Do around 3 sets, and then when you're ready, take your legs out, lie yourself down either into corpse pose or adaptive corpse pose if you find that your back's perfect. Or you can always go into the side position if that's a nice position for you. So any of those just to relax out at the end. I'm going to turn the lights off when we start breathing. So even if you want to do half, you can just do a half. You can always get a block. If you find that that's hurting your leg, you can always put a block underneath so that it's got your leg to rest on. Want this? Excellent. If it gets too much, take your leg out and lie down. Yeah. So we're bringing our fingers in and we're bringing them over, a slight little pressure, turn them down. It's middle of the day, we want to keep that energy in our mind. So bringing the shoulders down. Breathe out, pull the pelvic floor in, or your root lock. Pull the abdominals in, your abdominal lock. And then we're going to breathe into our upper parts of our chest. Take a breath in and out. Take another one and then go back into that. I'm going to turn the lights out. So 2 more sets and then we'll be back. Let's take that big breath in. One more. Big breath in and out. Bring your legs in, slide them down. Let yourself relax down. Other count. So every time you breathe out, count 1 and try and get to 37 without something catching your attention. Or say a prayer that you know well. Or say a mantra. So if you're feeling a bit depressed, a bit low, say, I feel happy, I feel happy. If you're feeling a little sleepy, say, I feel energized. So whatever you're feeling, if it's low, try and think of the opposite. Our legs bent, and we're going to straighten our legs out. Just feel movement through the ankles and moving the knees, wrists, the elbows, the hips and the shoulders. And then let the head roll from side to side. Take your arms above your head, and as you breathe in, stretch your fingers in one direction, stretch your toes, and then you'll be pulled up. And as you breathe out, relax that. Now breathe in again, but reach one arm and then the other arm, so that you feel the side of the body kind of opening and stretching. And again, as you breathe out, let the body pull the knees up towards the chest. And take the legs round in a big circle. This is massaging that lower spine. You also feel kind of massaging the sciatic nerve as well. And then we're going to take the legs in the opposite direction. If you let yourself roll over onto your side, and you're just going to ask yourself a question, how do I feel? And as long as the thought comes back to your head, I don't feel too bad. You can then gently sit up, but just keep your eyes closed until the lights come on. Take your time coming up. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it.